Yeah, I'm Joe Richman. I'm the founder of Radio Diaries, and we do documentaries for NPR and for our own podcast, the Radio Diaries Podcast. I had bought a tape recorder, I was going out and I just started interviewing people, and no one had assigned me the story. It wasn't, it's just like doing it on my own. It was really addictive, this like going up and talking to people, and like it's cheap, it's easy. And I think I started to just veer away and just fall in love with radio. I mean, what drew me to radio originally was this idea that you could just go out as one person, with a tape recorder and a microphone, go out and talk to people, and it didn't feel as intrusive as having a big camera, but it also was more intimate than just having a pen and paper or something. You're really like capturing something. And I got really addicted to that, just like going out myself and talking to people. And I think that there is something about the microphone has an ability to capture things in a way that I think is more intimate. We give someone a tape recorder and we train them, and I work with them for like maybe 3 months, sometimes a year. A couple cases it's been more than 2 years or so. And there's definitely periods, some of them haven't worked, I gave a tape recorder to a teen runaway one time, and he ran away with a tape recorder. So there are times when, like, for whatever reason, there are projects that, that just don't work out. But I do have a fundamental belief that, like, with enough time, with enough tape, with enough attention, you can make pretty much any story into something good. And that's been largely true. The most unique thing about radio is the way that it deals with people. I think it's like a real medium for characters and people, and we get to hear how people really talk and think, and we get to know people, I think, in a way that we don't in print or when we see the images. We bring our own biases, that sort of thing. So to be able to like hear the voice and hear how people talk and hear the authenticity or kind of what's between the lines, I just feel like we get to know people on radio in a way that we don't in any other medium. And I think radio has this really incredible ability to kind of break down those stereotypes and get to see people as real people. But there's still this incredible kind of punk rock spirit about podcasts that's amazing. And for us, it's incredible because we get to do our big public radio documentaries that get heard by a whole bunch of people, and then we can do the podcast versions that can be a little bit more experimental, and we can really talk to our own audience and have kind of a more intimate relationship with our audience. So we kind of get to do both things at once. I think of myself more as a journalist than as a storyteller or as a documentarian, because I think these stories, it's important that they are true and accurate and fair. Especially today, it's so important that we can trust whatever sources of information we're getting. And I think that's just, this is like a way to experiment with different kinds of journalism, giving people tape recorders, doing historical documentaries that reflect where we are today. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully there's still an audience for it and funding for it and need for it. I think there will be.